Hello and welcome to an EngView video. This one's going to show you how to modify a current Synergy compound component. So I got a question in, and the question was on these two, this O4 locked center and this other one, they wanted to have a vertical cut offset for the second piece. And so we didn't have one in there, but there was one down here similar that they gave us example. They said, hey, this one here has this vertical hole offset or, vertical cut offset. We want that to be available on this other part. So what we're going to do is if you have our Synergy component editor, our Synergy component creator, you can double click on this part and it pulls it up into an editor. And when you have a compound component, you're basically taking in two individual Synergy components and you're making it compound. So all I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to delete it off so it's gone. I'm going to go into my Synergy components and I'm going to go find a similar individual cut like that. So cut. Now hanging cuts, so we have regular cuts, these different cuts, but they're going to be on the line. Hanging are actually going to give us that vertical cut or vertical hole offset that we're looking for. So we'll drag this one in. It's pretty close enough. We'll make a modification to it and we'll snap it into place. So what we don't really need or we don't want, we could leave it as a variable, but in this case, we'll say, hey, we don't need this SL value. And so let's just set it to 0. So since we unchecked it, it's unavailable. And then everything else kind of took over. There was currently a cut length that used the value that was in there. There was a cut depth that used the current value. We've got this vertical cut offset or vertical hole offset. We'll just leave the default value in there for the moment and we'll say okay. So now you'll see that there's this cut in here. And if we go to our parameters, we have a new parameter showing that offset there. Now you'll notice all these other ones are global. This one isn't, so we need to make that global. That way it'll be able to be used when we drag it as a component. The other thing we want to do is we don't see any dimensions around here. So we're going to come here, we're going to right click, we're going to go to view dimensions, but then we don't necessarily want this one here. So we're going to go ahead and go to hide and just hide that. So now this shows our vertical cut offset, shows our cut length, shows the cut depth. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to save this. So we're going to say File, Save As, and maybe what we'd like to have it in is the same directory. So I already went there earlier, but if you look here, here's your Synergy components. They're all under Package Designer, Standard, whether you're inch or metric would be whether you're coming up. And so you'll come all the way down here. We'll work our way down to parts. Let's get to the tongue locking systems. And then we're going to use this same lock, and this one's centered, but then at the end, maybe we'll just add that it's a vertical cut offset. And we'll save it. And so now if we close out of here and we want to use that, you won't see it here at the moment because we have to refresh the list. So let's come out of the list, come back to the list. And now we see here's our 04 centered vertical cut and then regular. So now if we drag this part out, we snap it into place and snap it into place. There's our first part in there. And then we come up here and do the same thing. We can drag this into place, and we get a whole bunch of new parameters. We'll say okay. Now if we zoom out, now you'll see that we've got that new cut, but there is an offset to that cut. So if you want to adjust that, then you could come in here and you could make adjustments to that. But then the cool thing is the rest of your adjustments are already working like they should. So hopefully that helps. It's an easy way to make a component into what you want. Thanks for watching.